Hello everybody, my name is Dude, and welcome to Miss Bullard's School for Former Ladies. That is a mouthful. I should just say Miss Bullard's. Anyway, it had been the most restful sleep I had ever experienced. My hair was only disheveled by the pillow this time. I changed back into my day clothes and head out into the hallway. I forgot to get dressed. I felt immediate embarrassment when someone stared at me for about 5 seconds before realizing that I was naked. I ate breakfast with haste and made my way through the mansion's lower floor to the apparent classroom. Let's see, Miss B said the classroom was through the entrance and to the right, so it should be here, question mark? There we go. The room is likely meant to be some sort of family living room before its conversion to a classroom. The desks were a bit crammed, and the chalkboard was small. Much like his penis, am I right, boys? Shut up. I know that wasn't my most clever joke of all time, but whatever, okay? I'm able to be loud again for a little bit. When I enter, everyone has already taken their seats. Today, I'll be teaching you all grammar for intermediate writing. While this does not pertain to re-entering society, it does make up for the missed schooling I'm certain you've all had in your absence. I self-consciously run my fingers through my hair, book clutched tightly to my chest. Miss B stops her lecture when she notices me. Ah, Miss Graham, perfect timing. I was just about to begin class. Take a seat, please. I skimmed the few rows of desks for free spots. There's a space by Meredith, who brightens and gives me a smile as warm as sunlight. Another is near Winifred, who casts her gaze to the hands in her lap the moment our eyes meet. All the desks by Virginia are unoccupied, but I can understand why. The brief glare she shoots me is made of pure ice. There's a spot open beside Greta at the back corner of the class, and I can swear I see her wink when I catch her eye. Someone's got it in for us, there, boy. I like where this is going. Not by Virginia. I don't know, it's Meredith, sure. She's the first person I met. I feel like maybe this would be a more comfortable thing to do. At least in my case. But I can't sit by myself, boy. I return Meredith's smile and head over to the spot before the cider desk. Morning again, Lillian. Good morning. While I try to return her enthusiasm, a yawn overcomes me as soon as I sat down. Meredith gives a light laugh, and I'm trying to fight this yawn myself right now. Glad I'm talking and able to, kind of fight a little. Oh god, no, it's coming full force. No! Bad dude! Stop it! Okay. How's the change in time treating you? Well, as good as it can, I suppose. My thoughts still feel hazy, even with the improved night of rest. That's alright. Miss B is very sympathetic to new students. I'm certain she'll understand if you need a day or two to adjust. You were very brave to come all the way out here by your lonesome. She sighs, looking down. I'd love to hear about the new continent sometime. If you'd like to share, that is. I've always wanted to travel there, but I ran out of time, you might say. I did not expect a student here to take interest in the new continent, much less a positive interest. The thought lifts my spirits a bit. I would definitely be willing to share if you'd like. It's a terrible place. Never go there. It's terrible. I don't even know what the new continent has. I don't even know what this continent has. I don't know, fam. I cannot help but return her bright smile as class begins. Though Meredith and I remain quiet, I can feel her gentle presence keeping track of me throughout. She picks up every pen I drop in a sleepy stupor, and lets me look alongside her if I do not have the correct materials. At the end of the class, I'm already feeling much better about my time here. Perhaps it will not be as terrible as I anticipated. Do you know where everything is, or would you like me to show you around? Miss B already showed me, but thank you for the offer. Ah, yes, she does give all the new students tours. In that case, I'll be heading to the front gardens for a time before our next class. Have you had a chance to visit them yet? I believe I saw them on the way in, but I have not gotten more than a glance at them. They're very lovely here. Helps keep the mind at ease, I find. You're more than welcome to join me if you'd like. I'll certainly consider it. I'll certainly do join you, because holy crap, that sounds like a pretty garden. Meredith waves goodbye at me, leaving me standing in the hall as other students walk past. Though it had only been a short time, I already feel like I'm on my way to making a new friend. New friend! Dab! I gotta stop doing that. This is a proper rich person school. I shouldn't be dabbing here. Unless, Greta dabs, in which case, why not? I don't know. Greta probably doesn't dab. No one here probably knows what dabbing is. Virginia's probably pissy because I dabbed on this Let's Play, and she knew it was coming. She saw me, my name, is like, oh god damn it. It's Dude, he's gonna dab for the game again. Fuck. Can't win here. There's an overwhelming amount to do. If I wish to study the nature of magic and take problem solving into my own hands, the library is definitely the best place to start. Maybe I do not want to dwell on my troubles my entire time here. Besides, a walk in the gardens after such a long day sounds pleasant. Though I also have a bit of an appetite, and the dining room is only steps from my room. Well, can't I do two things? Like, grab a quick bite to eat and then go to the gardens. But let's just go to the gardens, assuming that I can't grab a quick bite to eat, because apparently that's a thing. Well, I had always thought the old continent had poor weather. Miss B's location seems to be the consistent exception. I emerged from the front doors of the mansion and into rays of afternoon sunshine. I immediately burned to death, because the sun is a deadly laser / gas giant, or maybe that's what a laser is. Big burning ball of gas. It's shooting its rays of death and ultraviolet whatevers into your skin, slowly killing you from exposure to UV rays and then like cancer or whatever. I don't know the science. Someone's probably gonna correct me in the comments. Please do. I would love to learn more about that. Maybe I should just Google it later. The gardens are large and expertly kept, with trimmed hedges and blooming flowers that must be native to the old continent. Songbirds chitter away in the dense cluster of trees out by the gates. I spot Meredith crouched beside a flower patch with cupped hands. She hears my boots upon the dirt and turns to face me. Out! Non-believer! Oh, Lillian, it's you. Never mind. Sorry about that. I do that a lot to scare the new people. But then I saw it was you that whatever. She stands up immediately, dusting stray bits of soil off of her skirt with the back of her hands. Her palms appear to be damp. Is she the gardener here? Good afternoon. And you? I peer down at the flower patch. What were you doing? Meredith seems to blush. It's a bit harder to tell because in contrast to Winnie, the pink is duller. It's certainly there. Something frivolous. I noticed that some of the daisies had begun to wilt in the warm sun, so I was giving them a drink. It's very kind of you. She scratches her cheek. It's nothing, really. But it makes me happy to know that you appreciate it. I grew up helping to raise animals, so I know very little about plants. But I know very little about plants. Or a little. I don't know. I wasn't reading very closely. Sorry, I was focusing on commentary. Meredith glances back at the plants. Miss B taught me about all of the flowers here when I first came to the school. It helped take my mind off of certain other things. Helped me get used to my new life here. She tilts her head at me slightly. I am curious, though. As a newcomer, what do you think of Miss B as a teacher? Something about her seems a bit odd. She's very generous. Yeah, maybe a little bit of both? She's very generous. Miss B has been exceptionally warm and accepting of me, and helpful with my affliction. Meredith nods. She truly is. I find her inspiring. She has so much love to give to all of her students. I cannot imagine a better instructor for us. Truthfully, I expected her to be much stricter. Read as much in the books back home. Her smile wavers and then fades. Much as I hate to admit it, Miss B is quite unique. The instructors I had before the incident were a lot less warm. They have a standard of how they believe old continent women ought to be, and if you don't fit that standard, you are labeled as an outsider, especially if you are not of high social standing. Of course, by being at this school, we are all outsiders, so I suppose conforming to those standards hardly matters anymore. I feel incredibly fortunate to have ended up here, and I sincerely hope that you feel that way soon, too. She looks up to the mansion. I suppose we ought to head to class. Would you like to walk together? I would love to! If you'd like, I could share a bit of my horticulture knowledge with you. Yes, please! Interesting. Spend the remainder of the walk discussing flowers. Something about Meredith makes her exceptionally easy to talk to, even if I know nothing about the subject matter. Perhaps it was her welcoming demeanor, her ever-inviting smile, or the way she apologized profusely if her icy fingers brushed mine. Or the way she apologized profusely about the whole, "Be gone, non-believer!" thing, kind of, at the beginning. Regardless, I cannot think of a more pleasant companion to have for my first day at Miss B's. Yeah, we got a friend. We got a friend. You got a friend, yeah, me. You got a friend, yeah, me. When the road looks rough ahead and your miles and miles from your nice warm bed. I'm gonna stop now. I get sued by Disney or something. Returning to class, I find myself immersed in a rather uncomfortable activity. Ouch! Press my punctured thumb to my lips. Are you alright, Miss Graham? Yes, I'm fine. Miss B returns to addressing the class. Upkeep of the ability to hand-stitch is essential for any woman entering society. Luckily, none of you have ailments that should significantly impair this ability. I stared dubiously at the lopsided needlework on my lap. Even with some rest, leftover sleepiness and clumsy fingers were doing me no good. It's alright, try keeping your fingertips a bit more spread out. Like this. Meredith reaches over to gently guide my fingers with her own. She smiles apologetically when I flinch from the cold. Is she undead? Or does she just deal with a lot of cold stuff? I think she might be undead, boy. There was some talk of magic here at some point, so maybe we are dealing with an undead. I don't know. I'm a little suspicious. Oh, fuck! The yawn finally caught up. Or maybe it caught up earlier and I didn't notice. Is it really that surprising that Miss Graham is the one to struggle with this? Needlework requires delicate hands, not those calloused from a countryside life. Fuck you! I'm ashamed to live in a state that shares your name. Miss Belvoir, please try to be tolerant. She just joined us. Of course you will need an adjustment period. Yeah, fuck your couch, Virginia. That's what you get for acting Demicky. Virginia sighs and returns to her needlework. Beside her, Winnie is looking at me, but quickly busies herself with the fabric on her lap when she catches my gaze. I'm getting a... Sorry to reference this, but I'm getting a very Fluttershy kind of feel from this girl. Is she alright? She gonna be alright there? And done. Already, Miss Fay? Greta holds up her fabric scrap for the class proudly. It is certainly a colorful work. I can't quite tell if the green and red spotted pattern is a bush of roses, an unusual dress design, or perhaps plumage of a rare breed of bird. It certainly has a lot of character. Although you may want to work on cleaning up the edges. They're fraying. Alright! Well, at least she got that much done, at least. Greta returns to her needle and thread with impressive ferocity. I have a zit on my arm. Feels weird. Okay. How's everyone else? I'll be done in 10 minutes. I'm taking a bit longer than usual. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, definitely a Fluttershy vibe. Don't worry, Winnie. I can help you if you like. I am also behind, and with little to show for it. I hurriedly returned to it, biting my lip when I jabbed myself once more. I think we need thimbles. That would be great. Why do we not have thimbles? Is that not a thing? I mean, my grandmother had thimbles when she did that kind of needlework. That's what they were for. Or do we not have those? And you, Miss Graham? She looks over to my lap. You see, needlework is a new pursuit for you, I take. I'm afraid so. I've fixed ripped clothes in the past, but that's the extent of my sewing ability. Miss B puts her hand on my shoulder. That is all right. Please do not fret over it. I'm certain in the time you spend in my institution you will see much improvement. Thank you. I kind of want to learn that too, or at least the stitching part. It's like, eventually maybe I'm going to rip my pants or something. I've done that a few times, but I've never been able to fix it myself, so having that would be a helpful little survival skill, you know? It's like cooking, and cleaning, and actually making a bed, because holy shit, I need to start making mine. And laundry. Can't have someone else do it for you all the time. Sometimes you gotta do it yourself. You should probably just start doing it yourself all the time anyway. She smiles warmly before moving on to look at other students' work. I wish I could have a little bun, so I don't like my hair sticking out in weird ways. Never at any school have I had an instructor to be so sympathetic of learning difficulties. I look down at my work with a smile of my own, despite the fresh bead of blood on the tip of my pointer finger. My index? This one? Perhaps I can learn to like this place. Perhaps we should have more teachers like that, and also more schools that pay teachers better so they have the required patience to, you know, be a good teacher for their students and not, like, short-tempered and a bit of a prick. So, you know, maybe we should respect our teachers when we pay them through taxes and stuff. They don't get enough. Help them out, boy! Anyway, I haven't had a cup of tea since arriving, which is an absolute shame. Not really, I'm more of a coffee person. And a soda person, and a water person. Really just coffee. I love coffee. Oh my god, give me coffee. I'm out of coffee right now. Otherwise I'd be sipping it right now. The old continent may as well have had rivers of the drink. It was the lifeblood of the place, their preferred elixir to dull the sharpened edges of their society. The day I finally got to go to make myself a cup, I find Meredith with the kettle. Her entire face brightens the moment she sees me. Good afternoon, Lillian. She glances down at my cup. You're here for tea as well? I am. In fact, I had not had tea since arriving. She reaches out a hand towards my cup. In that case, I'll brew some for you. I've been told that I make an excellent milk tea. Ooh! Never had milk tea before. Or is that just tea with milk in it, not like some kind of specific tea that you drink or whatever? I don't know. I'm not a tea person. Can you make tea? Can you make weed into tea? Is that why people like tea so much? There's trace amounts of marijuana in it? I sit at the table as Meredith goes to work. After pouring water over the tea and strainer, she adds a splash of milk and drops on. Okay. It is tea with milk in it. Okay. I don't know what I was expecting. After pouring water over the tea and strainer, she adds a splash of milk and drops in a sugar cube, stirring all the while. She takes expert care throughout the process, as though she was handling something as delicate as cobweb. She brings it over to me with a saucer and plate of scones. Oh, gosh. Give me the scones, boy! Here you are, your very first cup of tea in the old continent. Oh, but it's to your taste. Take it gratefully and sip. It is warm and mild, the sugar only an aftertaste once I swallow. I give her my brightest smile. It's delicious! I'm so pleased to hear that. The full color returns to her cheeks for a fleeting moment. Then she sits beside me with her own tea. Despite the rich cup she's brewed for me, hers is completely clear. She drinks it in short, brief sips as I reach for a scone. An idea occurs to me. Meredith is so kind. I should do something for her as well. I gesture to the plate of scones after taking my own. Would you like me to prepare you one? I have a preferred way of eating them myself. A cream and marmalade blend. Meredith looks intrigued for a moment, but then she pauses. That sounds lovely, but... She scratches her cheek. Well, it's not that I don't like scones per se. I'm just no longer able to comfortably enjoy them as I used to. Oh. Well, thank you for the offer. That is truly sweet of you. I think to ask Meredith what she means, but she moves on to another subject quickly. I think she's unable to eat them because she's undead, boy! I'm calling it here. She's a Zambo. Well, that's a problem. She seems nice for a Zambo. I just hope she doesn't eat my brains in the end of this. Or something else. I think to ask Meredith... Oh, right, I already did that. Enough about me. I wish to hear about your time in the new continent. What's your favorite meal from there? Or site that you visit? Oh, but I don't want to interrupt your scone eating. I can tell you about my experiences while you... Fine, I can tell you. I'll tell you, just let me finish this last piece. I pop it into my mouth, brush the crumbs from my hands, and begin to tell her about any experience that came to mind from my country estate. I talk about the wheat fields that turned verdant to brown in the seasons, the mules that we rented out for carriages and field work on a daily basis, dogs that I had to hold back from jumping on the milkmaid, and the suppers from char-grilled corn, roasted apples, and cider I had on my own very own every evening. Meredith is hanging on to every word. I'm unused to someone giving me their full attention like this, but it is a nice distraction from class in the evenings. It even made me a bit homesick, at least for the place. I cannot say I miss any of the people. Were they assholes? I think they were assholes. That's not cool. Meredith smiles fondly. It sounds divine. I'm certain my siblings would love to visit just as much as me. You have siblings? 2 younger sisters and a younger brother, yes. I haven't seen them in a long time. I miss them, but I'm certain they're doing alright. You haven't seen them in a long time because they died long ago! So now you have, like, grandchildren, nephews, right? And nieces. Sounds sweet. I'm an only child, though I've always wanted siblings. No, you don't! No, you don't! You really don't, Lily. It's a trap. They're all shit. They were a delight, even if my parents had trouble keeping them in line sometimes. Meredith looks at me with newfound interest. Lillian, what would you say has been your favorite part of the old continent? I know you've only been there for a bit of time, but surely you've formed some opinions by now. I hum and thought. If I had to pick, I would have to say... the places. We certainly don't miss the people, so... the scenery of the trip was certainly something. Those rolling hills and wide moors are unlike anything I've seen in the new continent. Meredith nods. I do agree. The sights are quite spectacular. Occasionally, Miss B takes us out on excursions to view them. It helps us maintain a semblance of normalcy, I suppose. The other students seem to appreciate it, at least. Yeah, certainly would. There's only a slight exaggeration. I have no interest in seeing those hills ever again if I can help it. Why? I mean, the place is certainly pretty, but the people's like a bunch of assholes. Either way, I'm glad you're beginning to feel more comfortable here. Students adapt at different speeds, but you seem to be settling. Admittedly, I know little about the other students our age. What are they like? Meredith smiles warmly. She thinks I'm her age. I've been dead for 24 years. Fug. Well, the first comes to mind is Sweet Winnie. That girl's heart is full of tenderness. She has such a wonderful smile, but she doesn't like to show it. I do wish she would more often. Aside from her, she sighs. I fear that Virginia is ashamed of herself. She doesn't like intimacy, so it's difficult to help her with her feelings. Not least to mention, she doesn't think I'm qualified to offer her advice. I believe it would take a very special sort of person to crumble the walls she keeps around herself. As for Greta... Her lips twist sideways before she smiles. She's a peculiar sort of girl. There's a lot about her that I do not understand. She seems to enjoy mischief for mischief's sake. Miss B does not protest, though. So you've lived here as long as they have? Longer, in fact. I was one of Miss B's first students. Holy fuck, she's been dead for that long! Oh, I had no idea. The school's a blessing to me. In fact, Meredith stops herself. She focuses on a small group of students in the hall. Oh, class time again. Perhaps I can tell you more another day, if you're interested, of course. I would love to hear, yes. I would love to hear about the story of how you died and came back to life. Presumably by Miss B's necromancy, but I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know the story. I'm just assuming things. Maybe my assumption is right? One way to find out. We must do this again. Meredith gathers up our cups and empties the kettle. She hurries over in time to hold open the dining room door for me. Thank you. Meredith dips her head. Somehow her smile seems to be even wider than before. Of course. I very much look forward to the next time we speak. They were usual parting words, but strange and pleasant warmth blooms in my chest as she speaks them. My bosom is blushing! For I know that when... Because I know that when said by Meredith, they are sincere. When I retire to my room for the evening, I feel content. Finally, I was beginning to settle into my new route here. Route? Route? I don't know, whatever. My nights are free from bad dreams. Miss B is kind. The students are relatively interesting, at least when they seem to interact with me despite my newness. It was also the first evening where I took my time preparing for bed, feeling well rested for the first time in many, many weeks. I do not bother with my ritual. I feel as if nothing can shake me now. I am wrong. When I put on my nightgown, I feel the slightest chill brush my arm. Confused, I glance to the window, but it is shut. Furthermore, I had not opened the window once since arriving here. The door to my bedroom is also closed, but then another chill runs through me, and another, even as I was pulling back my sheets, like the press of cold iron. Something is in the room with me, I am certain of it. Leave me alone! Rosemary above me swings a bit, but then the chills stop. I lie awake, waiting to see if any more would show, but they had faded. Whatever was here must have left. Or perhaps not left. I still feel the faint presence of something somewhere nearby the foot of my bed, but it can no longer come close to me. I could not sleep easy that night. Even with the herbs above my head protecting me, the awful knowledge that something was still haunting me keeps my nerves tender. And I know that no matter how far from my home I travel, or who I meet, or what I use to protect myself, it has no intentions of letting me go. End of demo. Oh, right, that was a demo. Fuck. I forgot about that. That was interesting. I hope to find more of this game eventually. Thank you there, sir, madam. Here's the end of the demo. If you enjoyed it, please consider supporting Miss B's school in the October Kickstarter. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you for the game there, boy or girl. I don't know. I don't want to assume genders. Thank you for the game, you! Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe for more. And I should think in comments below. And thank you, Shro, Love Yell, and Storage Show for supporting me on Patreon this month. And as always, you can get the game yourself in the description below. And again, as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!